Hello YouTube, Wes here, checking in with a brand new video for you. Welcome to the channel if you're new here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I had a bit of a different kind of video I wanted to discuss. This video is kind of a reaction to two videos I've seen recently in the vinyl community. The first one being by Chris Brzezinski of Dixieland Farm and his video called "These Box Sets Are Too Much." And then I just recently also watched a video from Mark at Glass Orchid Aftermath, and his video was titled "The State of Music Collecting," something to that effect. And basically the theme of both of these videos are talking about the state of the world right now and the state of vinyl sales and vinyl production and the way things are being marketed. And we're celebrating a lot of anniversaries of very well-known, well-loved classic rock albums, and they're getting these lavish box sets made with all kinds of extras and all kinds of bonus features and all this all these extra things, and these box sets are designed to make collectors, us people here in the vinyl community, they're designed with us in mind, the people who just gotta have it. And I'm kind of in agreement with Chris and Mark on this, that it's too much. It's nuts. I mean, I was reading an article earlier this week talking about Adele and her new album, and she's got a new album coming out next month, and she was complaining that she had to submit her album 6 months ago in order to have vinyl and CD copies pressed and ready for the release date. And when Adele can't even get her vinyl pressed, there's a problem. All these reissues, all these box sets, the vinyl production industry is pushed so far beyond its limits right now that small groups, indie groups, they can't get their albums pressed, period. It's probably going to take them years to get an album pressed. And that's what I'm into collecting mostly for, is to be able to buy new albums when they come out, new music. Quit re-releasing old music over and over and over again. All these alternate takes that just don't need to be put into physical formats. That's a perfect situation for a streaming service. Put everything, if you want to create these lavish collections of multiple takes of all these different albums, and 27 takes of Let It Be, put it on a streaming service somewhere, and people can listen to it and enjoy it that way. But to keep current artists who are making new music and keeping music moving forward and keeping things going, and it's frustrating for me, because when a new album comes out, I learn about a new artist, they have a new album coming out. Well, is the vinyl going to be ready on release date? Is the vinyl going to be 6 months from now? Is there never going to be vinyl because they just don't want to deal with having to wait so long? And until there's enough, until there are enough vinyl pressing plants to meet those demands of the new artists coming out, quit trying to re-release old albums over and over and over again. It's just, yeah, that's my take on it. And Chris's and Mark's take is a little bit different, but at the end of the day, we're coming to the same conclusion that we need to focus less on re-releasing things that are already out there in the world, and creating new versions of things that are already out there in the world. And I think the world I think collectors and music lovers in general would be better served by being able to have access to more new music on physical formats. And the physical format industry moving forward needs to have people collecting new artists and new music, because people aren't going to buy Beatles albums forever. It's just not going to happen. Eventually less and less people are going to appreciate the Beatles, and it's just going to fade off into nothingness, and that leads to nothingness. Whereas, a new and upcoming artist that becomes as big as the Beatles were, give them the chance to do that. Give the up and coming artists more of a chance to get their music out into the world, get their creative abilities out into the world, get their abilities to create albums, and create an album, a physical thing that has artwork and the music itself and all that created. So I just wanted to weigh in on that because, even though Mark is saying, well, I'm collecting less things, I really want to focus on listening to what I have, and I get that. I totally get that. And Chris is coming at it from, you're not really gonna, how many times are you gonna listen to those alternate takes and those random cuts and studio banter and all whatever is included on all these box sets with the 4,000 discs in them and stuff, and it's too much. It's we're in a situation now with the pandemic where there's just a limited amount of pressing abilities, and I think we should be focusing as much as we can on using that resource to be able to get new music out into the world on a physical way. And that's the only way that we can keep physical format collecting and people discovering vinyl and loving vinyl. I think that's the only way forward, is that new artists, current artists can get their stuff out there and people can buy it when it's ready, not 6 months or a year or 2 years later. It needs to be a pretty quick process. And in the past, it was a reasonably fast process. There's a little bit of back and forth, having a test pressing made and having the band approve it and all that kind of stuff, and the back and forth of getting the artwork right, and maybe there's a problem here or there that needs to be fixed. But in the past it was less of an issue, and now we're at the situation where artists can't wait. They just don't do it at all. They don't release their albums in physical format. And that's really doing a disservice to themselves and doing a disservice to the music collecting community and this hobby of collecting vinyl in general, because moving forward, I think it would be best to have, more new music out there and less of just rehashing old stuff that's just been done over and over and over again. Are you buying any of these big box set releases that are coming out? Or, like Paul McCartney released 47,000 versions of Paul McCartney 3, and why? I don't understand. Why do we need so many versions of that album? We just make one release, and that's all that's necessary. We don't need to have 3,000 different versions of it. It's just it's all too much. It's all going away from being art and moving into a very much a money making kind of thing, and it's sad because music production, music artists, they're in it to make money. They want to make a living, but at the end of the day, it's also art, and it's a creative thing, and it's frustrating that it's such a limited thing that people aren't able to be creative in that way. As I said, I love to be able to go to the record store on Friday and buy any new release that's out there on vinyl. It shouldn't be that long of a process where if somebody finishes an album and it's coming out in a month or two, they have the time to get vinyl pressed and CDs pressed so they can be available for those of us who love to listen to music and love to collect music and love to explore new music on a physical format. We could go to the record store and they're all right there ready for us to buy, and that's what I want to see. That's why I got into collecting vinyl more seriously, is when when, you know, major retailers, Best Buy, Walmart and stuff decided that they're not going to sell CDs anymore, I sort of said, well, screw you. I want to buy physical formats, so I'm going to start buying vinyl. And that was what got me reinvigorated into collecting more vinyl and going to the record store and seeking out new releases on vinyl. And it's something I really love to do, and I love to go to the music store on a Friday and look at the new releases and pick out one or two things and take them home and explore them. And maybe it's an artist I know and I know I'm going to love it. Maybe I've sampled it previously, or maybe it's just something, a complete blind buy for me, and it caught my eye in the store and I thought, I think I'm going to like this. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to plunk down my hard-earned money and get it. And I just love that feeling. That's what keeps me enthusiastic about collecting. And if we ever get to a point where I can't do that anymore, it's going to be a sad day for me, because I don't get that joy from opening up a streaming service and scrolling through and trying to figure out something to listen to. It's not as fun. It's not what I want to do. It's not the way I want to listen to music. It's not the way I appreciate and enjoy music. Maybe it's different for you, but for me, that's what I want to do. So I want to be able to go into a record store and buy new releases, and these box sets and these re-releases of albums that have been released 27,000 times already are keeping that from happening. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you very much for watching. As I said, make a video yourself. Leave me some comments down below. Tell me what you think. Are you buying any of these new releases? Are you not? Anyway, have a great weekend. Thank you very much for watching. And I guess tomorrow's Friday, or probably when you're seeing this, it's Friday. Go out, check out the record store. Maybe there's a new release for you out there, and pick it up. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.